Hi, everyone. So it is a good question. Throughout our walk with God, we're going to be faced with a lot of trials and tribulations and things going on, and God's going to ask us to do things. And we need to take inventory of our heart because we need to find out, are we going to be a coward in obedience or a coward in disobedience? And I'll explain. So my first example is going to be with Gideon. Now, he was a coward. He hid from the Midianites in the winepress when he was threshing. He was visited by an angel of the Lord, it says, and was explained to God's plan. Now, his plan obviously was to raise him up. And so the first task was to take down the Baal altar in his father's house. And he did it, albeit at night, but he still did it. So even after his army dwindled down to a very small one, he was still able to subdue the Midianites, the people he originally feared, because he was obedient to God even when he was a coward. But on the flip side, you have King Saul. And unlike Gideon, who feared God, King Saul feared people. In 1 Samuel, it says that he didn't tell his uncle when he was anointed king. He left that out. When he was getting proclaimed king in front of everybody, he hid. And then, of course, in 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 24, it says, "Then Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord and your words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice." And then his kingdom was torn from him. Samuel stopped fellowshipping with him and stopped seeing him. And then Samuel went and anointed David as the next king. And even though there are other examples in the Bible I can probably go through, those two definitely pinpoint, what we should and should not do, really, when it comes to trying to be obedient to God, because we're going to be afraid. There's going to be situations that are terrifying to us. And, I've gone through it. Started with even making these videos, but we need to decide in our hearts who is more important. Is it God or is it people or idols in our life? Because remember the rich man that Jesus said, sell all your stuff and come follow me. He couldn't even do that. Why? Because he idolized his things more than he did God, more than he did Jesus. And always remember, greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. And you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. So just remember, God's on your side, and your obedience does mean something. And the more you read, the more you pray, the more you fast, the stronger your relationship and fellowship with the Lord will be, and the obedience will come naturally. And you won't be as much of a coward because it's God who you put your trust in. God bless.